Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you.
Don't mind the barking. My sister's dog is in the house, so he's going to be barking.
All good, no worries at all.
Okay, so we're just going to let people join before we get started, and just let everybody know that this is for the Actors Fund. We're going into the second year now, believe it or not.
That's crazy.
Yeah, April 18th last year is when we first started, so
Wow.
that was the first
Congratulations on a whole year of concerts. It's incredible.
Thank you. Okay, so and actually last month we raised over $800. So for them, so it was really special, and yeah. So okay, so go ahead, introduce yourself, and then we'll have you perform.
Okay, cool. Hi everyone. I'm Emily, and I'm gonna be singing a really fun song called Taylor the Latte Boy. And yeah, I'm gonna turn my volume down just in case the dog barks again. Don't worry at all, that I completely get it.
No
My dog does
problem.
the same. Okay. There's a boy who works at Starbucks who is very inspirational. He is very inspirational because of many things. I come in at 8:11 and he smiles and says, "How are you?" When he smiles and says, "How are you?" I could swear my heart grows wings. So today at 8:11, I decided I should meet him. I decided I should meet him in a proper formal way. So today at 8:11, when he smiled and said, "How are you?" I said, "Fine, and my name's Emily." And he softly answered, "Hey." And I said my name was Emily, and thank you for the extra phone. And he said his name was Taylor, which provides the inspiration for this poem. Taylor, the latte boy, bring me Java, bring me joy. Oh, Taylor, the latte boy, I love him, I love him, I love him. So I'd like to get my nerve up to recite my poem musical. He would like the fact it's musical because he plays guitar. So today at 8:11, Taylor told me he was playing with a band down in a village in the basement of a bar. And he smoothly flipped the lever to prepare my double latte. But for me, he made a triple, and he didn't think I knew. But I saw him flip the lever, and for me he made a triple. And I knew this triple latte meant that Taylor loved me too. I said, "What time are you playing? And thank you for the extra skim." And he said, "Keep the 355 because this triple latte was on him." Taylor, the latte boy, bring me Java, bring me joy. Oh, Taylor, the latte boy, I love him, I love him, I love him. I used to be the kind of girl who'd run when love rushed toward her. But finally a voice whispered lovingly once, "If you step up to the counter and order Taylor, the latte boy, bring me Java, bring me joy. Oh, Taylor, the latte boy, I love him, I love him, I love him." So many years my heart has waited. Who'd have thought that love could be so confident? Taylor, the latte boy, I love him, I love him, I love him, I love him. I love him. I love
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. Let me turn my volume back up so I can hear you again. Okay.
Okay. So before we get started with the questions, just want to let everybody know the Actors Fund, you can donate down below. And if you have any trouble, you can go to their Instagram at the Actors Fund and you can donate there as well. There's a donate button and to find out more about them. So, you know, because I think it takes you like out of Instagram when you donate and then you have to come back like in to watch it. So like, yeah, it takes you to like a website to donate. So, okay. So let's get started with the questions. I know we've asked you a few, but you were part of our first 2 concerts, I believe. Okay. So who in your family do you view as a role model?
100% my mum. It's always been just the 2 of us, and she's without a doubt the strongest woman on the planet. And yeah, just to have that feminist voice in my life since I was tiny is so important. And yeah, I'm really appreciative of all she does. So I love my mum. Yeah.
Okay. What thought or object gets you through the day?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. I don't know whether this counts, but my dog, she's like a living thing, but she's the thing that gets, like, whenever, anyone with a dog will understand, whenever you're feeling slightly down, you just go to your dog, and the amount of love you feel, like this tiny thing depends on you. You just feel like you have to have a positive day.
Okay, before you get into more questions, just remind everybody what theater and stuff you've done, because some people said they didn't realize you sang.
Oh, that's interesting. So I started in theatre. I did amateur theatre growing up, and then I did Shrek the Musical in the West End and The Sound of Music in the West End when I was 9, 10-ish. Yeah, and then I've done a few sort of West End concert-y type things since then.
Awesome. Okay. Do you find praise or criticism to be more motivating to you, in your opinion?
I think so, yeah. I do believe that if you have your head screwed on right, anything, whether it's positive comments or negative comments, you can take it all on board and push it into a positive thing. You can make everything a positive. So you can spin a criticism into something that you can then use and power you through to make yourself better.
For sure. Okay. What inspires you to better yourself?
Ooh, wow. Well, I think I work on myself for myself. And I think that's the most important thing. You shouldn't try and be a better person or try and love yourself for anyone else. You should just do it for yourself.
Okay. What advice would you give to stay determined?
Ooh. Try not to take notice of outside influences. When you're in your headspace, whether you're having a good day or a bad day, if there's an outside influence, that can completely throw you off. So to persevere, you have to be completely on your lane and don't look at anyone else's.
Okay. What is the best way, would you say, to motivate each other when working with others?
I think just positivity. And that doesn't mean you have to like go and compliment them every 3 minutes. That's a nice thing to do, don't get me wrong. But I feel like just having a positive attitude and keeping your energy up just affects the energy of the whole room. If you can brighten up a room, why wouldn't you want to do that, you know? And I think that's the best way to make everyone happy, is just to be happy yourself as much as you can be.
Okay. What would you say is one of your short and long-term goals of yours?
Okay, so short-term goal, I try to just live each day as it comes, but I have a few long-term goals that I'm working towards. Number 1 is to be in a movie musical, which makes so much sense because it puts 2 of my passions together. One of my long-term goals, I want to be an EGOT. I want to be like the youngest EGOT, which is someone who has an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. I think that's so cool. And so far, I think the youngest person who has one is 39. So I have enough time to get there.
For sure. Okay. And what have you been doing since we last talked? It's been a while.
Been a long, long time. Wow. I shot a movie, which was cool. It's called The Lost Girls. It should hopefully release by the end of this year. I did another little stint on an English TV show called Casualty for the BBC, which has already aired. It's crazy that it's filmed and come out in the time since I last saw you. And I'm just starting pre-production on a super exciting project that I can't say too much about at the moment, but hopefully that will be announced soon and I can talk about it.
Okay. In your opinion, would you say failing is less equal or more important than succeeding?
Wow. Okay. I'd say it's equal to. I think succeeding is a great thing and it's rewarding and it boosts your confidence, but failing is just important because it teaches you a lesson and it gives you new tools to push yourself forward to succeed further.
Okay. Okay, so let me see if I have, I'm not sure. We have a lot of random questions that like, I'm not sure if we got to with you. Like we just kind of asked about your career a little bit. Okay, so favorite hobby or activity that makes you get lost for hours? Did I ask you that? You probably don't remember.
No,
but
I
it's
don't
just
think
like,
you did.
Okay, so it's a bunch of random questions. So that's the first one.
Okay, well, I think acting is one, but for me, it's sort of a hobby, but it's also my job. I'm just really grateful to get to do what I love for work. And I still kind of view it as a hobby because I'm obviously not like living on my own. I don't pay for food shops or whatever. So I think acting, that same goes with singing, which is more of a hobby. When you're in a character, you can do that for hours. You can just sing and sing and sing until you realize that your voice is really tired and you're like, oh God, I shouldn't have sung for that long.
Okay. The most important tool in your craft or hobby, whether it's acting or singing or just a random hobby you have.
I think for acting, the most important tool to have is, again, perseverance and that headspace. You have to stay in your lane. You have to know your self-worth. I think that's the most important tool to have because obviously in this industry you face a lot of rejection, and if you're not prepared for that, it can cause you to hate what you used to love, if that makes sense. So definitely perseverance and self-love and self-positivity.
The coolest handmade gift you've ever gave anyone?
I think that would have to be it's actually on a shelf behind me, but you can't see because it's curtains. I only just realised that. It was for my textiles project in school, and it was like a Day of the Dead skeleton thing. And it was handmade out of clay, and then we all painted them, and I gave it to my mum, and she seemed to love it. I mean, it's been on our shelf for years and years and years, so I think that's the coolest handmade gift I could send someone.
The best game you've ever played?
The best game I've ever played. I don't know. I love all board games. I don't know if that's what you mean, like just games in general. I don't do video games, but pretty much any other game I'm up for.
Okay. Favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time, I think, has either got to be Mamma Mia or The Edge of 17. They're both up there.
Favorite TV series?
RuPaul's Drag Race or The Good Place.
Yes, that's a good one. Okay. Favorite book?
Favorite book is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. It's phenomenal. If you haven't read it, very much recommend it.
Okay. Favorite artist or like, musician?
My favorite musician, artist, Harry Styles and Lizzo. Obsessed with both of them.
Okay. Favorite song at the moment?
I've been obsessed with Levitating by Dua Lipa. It's been in my head for like the whole week and I can't get it out.
Okay. Favorite song you've ever danced to?
Ooh, we did a really like powerful dance to "This Is Me" from The Greatest Showman, and it was my last like performance with my old theatre school. So it was just, I think I just have a lot of emotional connection to that dance, and then therefore that song. So it's got to be "This Is Me."
Okay. Favorite picture you've ever taken?
Wow. I think any picture that I've ever taken with my friends. It's impossible to pick a picture, but that's the group. Photos with my friends.
Do you have a favorite instrument or one that you'd like to learn?
I used to play guitar, and I still kind of say that I do, and I don't really anymore. And that's always fun. But I've always wanted to play piano. I did when I was like really young, and then I decided I didn't like it anymore. So of course my mum didn't like force me to play it. But I feel like that's such a cool skill to have. But I just don't have the hand-eye coordination that it takes to play piano.
Okay. Song makes you move no matter how bad you're feeling.
The Mamma Mia soundtrack, all of them. Anything by ABBA as well. Yeah.
Okay. Your most suspenseful moment.
I think any time that I've got down to the last few for a role and you're waiting to hear back, I think waiting to hear back from Wonder Woman was a tough one because I knew that I was the only one left in the mix, but they still told me that it was. So I went in for a final like stunt call of Warner Brothers, and it was just me and Lily, who plays the little Wonder Woman, and we knew that it was just us. Like there was no one else there, but we were still told just in case, like they could keep looking. And I think there was a week and a half between the last stunt call and when I found out I got it, and that week was it was agonizing wait. It was awful. But yeah, so I think that's the most suspenseful moment.
Okay. Let's see. The hardest you've ever laughed in your life.
Ooh, again, just anytime I'm with my friends. When you're already laughing and then something happens that's like slightly funny, but it seems like the funniest thing ever because you're already laughing. It's like that every day with my friends. I feel like you just laugh at everything.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Your favorite meal out that you get out, like when you go out to eat, your favorite place.
I love Italian food, so just anywhere that does Italian food. You can't go wrong with pizza either. If you're going to a new restaurant, I feel like pizza's always a safe thing to get.
Okay. Favorite food you've ever cooked? You ever cook anything?
I literally cannot cook at all. I can just about boil pasta and I can make toast, but that's about it.
Favorite drink on a hot summer day?
Always lemonade or iced tea. But I feel like that's a very American thing. We don't really do iced tea over here. But then whenever I go out to LA, it's just something that everyone has. And then when I'm here, it feels strange to have it. It feels like a bit of a treat. Whereas in LA, we have iced tea all the time. So it's got to be, if I'm in America, iced tea. Here, lemonade.
Okay. Favorite drink on a cold winter night?
Hot chocolate or hot cocoa, always, with loads of whipped cream and loads of marshmallows.
The best dessert you've ever eaten?
Oh, I just love all dessert. Anything with chocolate in it. There was a really good chocolate brownie that I had. I don't even remember where it was. It was some little like independent restaurant when I must have been 12 or 13, and I always said we'll go back, and we never went back. It was somewhere in the midst of London. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite junk food?
Chocolate all day, every day.
Okay. Favorite pizza toppings?
Now, no one attacked me for this, but just plain. I usually don't have anything on pizza. before I like, I'm mostly vegetarian now, but I don't say that I'm vegetarian because sometimes I just have cheat days. But before I was like vegetarian, I would have pepperoni. But now, pretty much just nothing, which is a bit boring. But
Okay. One food item you can never run out of.
again, chocolate. I feel like if I have a day where I fancy chocolate and then we don't have any, it just brings my whole mood down. Chocolate can just make your day so much better.
Okay. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Now, I bet you can predict what I'm gonna say, but it's gotta be chocolate. But only when it's really good chocolate. Sometimes chocolate ice cream tastes cheap, but most of it tastes good. Again, you can't go wrong with chocolate ice cream.
Favorite breakfast food or like you eat?
Cereal. I don't know if you guys have it over there. I used to have this all the time. Weetabix. I don't know if you have Weetabix. They're like tiny. So usually they're like big wheat things. They sound gross now that I'm saying it, but they're not. They're really good. And they have these tiny little versions, and they're chocolate chip little wheat things. They're so good. Their cereal is so good.
Okay. Let's see what other questions we have. A few more minutes here. Okay, so we do have a set of would you rather. I know we did one of them the first time.
Mm-hmm.
This one's a different set. So salty or sweet snack?
Sweet.
Quiet night at home with a book or a night out with friends?
In home with book, but also friends.
Okay. Are you a saver or a spender?
Spender, I think.
Okay. Would you rather have a personal chef or a personal maid?
Chef.
Tea or coffee?
Tea. Very quintessentially British. Can't go a day without tea.
Would you rather read an awesome book or watch a good movie?
Movie.
Would you rather be too hot or too cold?
Too cold, I think, because it's easier to fix faster.
Okay. Would you rather explore space or the ocean?
Space.
Okay. If you had an unlimited gift certificate, you'd rather have it to a restaurant or a clothing store, and which one?
Clothing store, I think.
Okay. Would you rather be able to talk to animals or be able to speak all foreign languages?
See, this is funny because my friend asked me this on FaceTime the other day, and I immediately said animals, and then I was like, no, because that would be cool, but the amount of people that you could speak to with languages is just insane. You could just go anywhere. You could travel anywhere and be able to enjoy the culture. So I think it's got to be languages, but I'm torn on that one.
Okay. Would you rather go to a movie or a dinner alone? Or on your own?
Movie, I think.
Okay. I think we have more random questions, but we'll save them. Hopefully you can join us. Our next one is actually on the 15th of May, which usually we don't announce it for a little bit, but it is coming up kind of soon too. So
we shall see. We shall see. I think currently that date is clear, but things pop up sort of ad hoc at the moment in the pre-production stage. So we shall see. But hopefully, fingers crossed. This has been so much fun. Thank you so much. I haven't sung.
Great to catch up.
I haven't sung for anyone in literally since the last time that I saw you. So it's been a while. Thank you so much.
Of course. Bye.
Bye.
All right, you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and please stay tuned for all-day performances to benefit the Actors Fund. You can donate down below. Thank you for those who donated during this live. And you can also go to at the Actors Fund Instagram and donate there as well. They help those in theater and the arts if you're wondering what music has to do with all of this. And yeah, over here in the US, we're still, hanging on, but we don't know exactly when theater is going to be back here. So thank you for all the support, and stay tuned.